Hey everyone, welcome back to Reviewers. I'm Kyle.
JP.
And we're going to continue our segment on how do we make things better. And we're going to talk about the NFL team, the Cleveland Browns, today. We just had the draft recently. They're trying to gear up for the future. They were probably one of the worst teams ever. In
NFL we're not even going to reference the draft, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well,
we don't need to.
We don't need to. Well, they rebuilt a little bit, but all right, so what you got? How would you make them better? If you were the owner of the franchise, what would you do?
Well, I'd get my head out my ass.
Okay, well, that's easy.
As the Browns owner, I would get my head out of my ass. And I'd be like, well, you know, maybe a head coach needs more than a half or even one full season to prove himself.
Okay.
Maybe a head coach needs to build his team based upon his ideals and his way of coaching a team more than a season. How many coaches have they been through in the last 10 seasons?
Oh, they've been through a bunch.
More than any other team ever? Yes.
Probably ever.
Yes. They will hire a coach and fire him that same season. It makes no sense. We're talking about, you don't even have a chance. It's like you're playing Minecraft, and before you can build a home, they're just like, no, you're not good enough. You're done. You don't have diamonds? You built a home? You have a home. You have somewhere where you can have sanctuary at night, but you have a home. You're gone. Browns. The first thing I'd do is get my head out my ass. I'd get a coach, and I'd give him at the very least 3 years, a 3-year contract deal. I want him to see. I want to see what he can do in 3 years. Okay, how many wins did they have last season?
In our current coach though,
how many wins?
God, did they have one? I think they probably had one. I think they were 1-15.
Maybe one.
Yeah, I think they had.
I could get them two. I could get them two. So right now, shout out to the Browns. I can get you 2 wins. You want 2 wins? You want more fan base? Get me in there. Get a fan.
Well, question: what do you think? Hugh Jackson's like the way to go in the future? That's their current head coach, and this is his second year, going into his second year. Would you?
They haven't fired him yet.
You're the GM, owner, whatever. Would you keep him around for another couple years?
You give a coach 3 years. At least.
Okay. All right.
3 years to build a team. You need to do it. You can't bring in a coach with a team you already have and just expect them to go, you better win, you better do good. I'm sorry. You need to give them 3 years. 2 years is not good enough. They're just starting to get the vibe and the feel of the team. They just got one draft weekend in. You need to give them 3 years. You need to let them experience what they got. You need to have them experiment the second year. In the third year, they better know what they're doing. In the third year, they're going to make something happen. If they don't, well, then you can let them go or give them a 4th. But you need 3 years, and until the Browns ownership recognizes that you need to give people a chance and that you can't flip a team that's one of the worst teams in NFL history to flip them over into a playoff team in 1 year, you're not going to have anything. And the Browns fans are probably one of the best fans out there because they keep supporting.
They still show up to the games.
They show up to the games and they root for the Browns. I love the Browns. Now, as soon as the Browns win a Super Bowl, I'm probably not going to be a Browns fan. So
you'll be a Browns fan for life then.
Nope. No. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah.
So that's how you change it. You got to give your people a chance. If you're hiring them, you got to give them a chance to do their job. If you don't, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, the arm, and the ear. It doesn't make sense. Give them a chance. What do you say? They're a douche?
Oh, there's someone else in the room then, because I'm not a douche. Anyways, he's kind of right. You do. Look, here's the problem he's having. He's saying the coaches that they fired after 1 year, like one of them went 0-16, right? Or one of them had just an insanely bad record. They took an 8-8 team or a team with a decent record and made them the worst team in the league by far. So when you realize a coach is just a loser, you might as well just cut cords with them then, right? Or you're just gonna keep paying money on them later. That does hurt you with future hires a little bit, but sometimes if you know they're a turd, or if you know they're a dud, you just gotta get rid of them. So, but I am for the 3-year rule, but if they're just a turd early on, you just gotta kill them. You gotta just throw them out.
Pete Carroll was a turd.
Here, there's literally people with jerseys that explain the Browns' problem. It is the fact that they do not have a consistent quarterback. They have had an insane number of quarterbacks over the last 10 years, more than any team has ever had, ever. Yeah, just an insane amount. I can't even think of I don't even know the number, right? Because it's just the jersey just keeps getting bigger. Because there's multiple quarterbacks every year. Where like you have a team like the Steelers, where you have maybe like 5 in the last like 20 years, and the Steelers have had
quarterbacks.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking because
Roethlisberger. That's it.
No, you had...
That's 20 years, Roethlisberger.
Well, you had Roethlisberger... Not 20 years. I'm talking about backups.
Cordell Stewart.
Every once in a while, he gets hurt. So that's why I'm including backups and people who started, right?
Yeah,
so I'm assuming, like, a random backup will take the spot. But obviously, you have one true starter. Where the Browns had probably 20 quarterbacks in the last 5 years, right?
And 20 coaches in the last 5 years.
That doesn't make any sense. So we're going to keep going. You're going to have to find a quarterback. I'm glad they didn't go in this draft. I know Hugh Jackson actually wanted Myles Garrett as the number 1 pick. I'm not a Hugh Garrett fan, but I definitely wasn't a Trubisky fan. So I'm happy they didn't jump on one of the early quarterbacks. I think they should have done the thing that the Niners did and actually trade down with the Bears and just gotten those free draft picks. That would have helped them. So that's one way I would have made it better, is actually trading down in the draft when you have these high picks and getting something. Even if it's not value-wise appropriate, it's just get something out of it. Shut up.
Bears. Remember that later. Bears.
Look, you gotta keep getting younger talent for cheaper talent and just keep going. The draft's a crapshoot. That's how all major franchises, including the NBA, NHL, all franchises get better through the draft. When you're really bad, like take the Cubs, you gotta draft talent up and slowly take years to prepare them. The problem is that the Browns ownership has had this win now mentality for the last like 5 to 10 years, and it just keeps biting them.
More than that.
Probably more than that, but as far as when I've been like really paying attention to the Browns, 5 or 10 years, they keep throwing money at these people that aren't very good. They throw big money at them because, again, it's the Browns. No one really wants to go there. So
except their whole fan base.
The fan base is there, and those guys, this just sucks for them, right?
I think they might be the most sold out, losingest team ever.
Well, they are the most losing team ever. So
and I think they sell out more than most other losing teams ever. Well, they're a big city,
but like, look, they really want
fan base. Kick ass.
They really want to do it. Every once in a while it sucks because they get really jazzed up for a year. Like I think it was John Kidna actually led them to like a 6-0 record and then just tailed it with an 0-10 to finish the year. Yeah. They want it so bad. So look, don't listen to him. You don't need to really worry about the coaching thing. I think you have I think you have a stud.
Because coaching has no significance in the football.
I think they have a winner.
Look at Belichick. He's done nothing.
I really like Hugh Jackson. Keep him. Listen to him on quarterbacks. He's a quarterback guru. Listen to him, and he will hook you up with the quarterback. He's just concerned, like, find your losing he just wants the Seahawks to keep winning, right? So he's like, find a losing head coach and keep. Shut up.
Same conference.
Shut up. He wants them to keep losing. So he's like, find your loser head coach and just keep going. I'm trying to help him. You need to find a quarterback, and that's all I have to say about that. See you next time.
Quit taking my mic.